Hi, I'm Roberta Nass. I'm here with A Timely Perspective, and I'm with Nick English of Bremont, and we are at Watch Time, New York. And we are going to switch up a little bit and talk about British watches because...
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Roberta. Always a joy, always a pleasure.
It's always fun. Tell me a little bit, or tell my viewers a little bit about Bremont.
So for those who don't know about us, as Roberta...
They should all know about you.
Yeah, well, some may not, some not. We're very much a British brand. So my brother and I set the company up probably 15 years ago, 2002. But from the bags under the eyes, it probably looks more like 30 years ago. But the passion was to bring watchmaking back to the UK. So there's an incredible history of British watchmaking. At the turn of the last century, I think we probably made 60% of the world's mechanical watches in the luxury sector. So it was a big part of our heritage. And gradually, over the last 100 years, it gradually moved away.
Similar to America.
Similar to America, exactly. And so what we're very keen on is bringing it back. And so we have two facilities. We're just based about an hour west of London. And one where you'll see all the watches being designed and being assembled and put together and tested. And the other facility where you'll literally see a bar of metal going in and watch cases and our movement parts and other bits and bobs being made. So
things are all made now in England.
Yes, so every watch is assembled in the UK, and we make a lot of the parts.
Right.
A lot of the parts.
Okay, that's great.
So, and I suppose in terms of the brand itself, it was about producing a watch which was, we only make mechanical chronometers. They had to be obviously beautifully engineered. The engineering more than fashion was key for us. It's about producing a watch which was also fairly robust. So a big part of our business is actually military around the world, which we're very, very passionate about.
You have some very interesting affiliations around the world. You had some regatta pieces involved with America's Cup. You've got this great new Boeing series.
Yes.
And you have a very special timepiece here with us today, the limited edition 1918.
Correct.
Okay, which celebrates 100 years.
So every year or two we bring out a limited edition which is a bit of fun, as in it's fun because you can do some more exotic things with the design and go in a certain way where you perhaps you wouldn't do with your core range. And the 1918 celebrates 100 years of the RAF, the Royal Air Force.
Right.
My brother, myself, and our father all trained with the Air Force, and there's quite a, as we talked about aviation DNA running through, but we have obviously quite a fondness for what these guys have done, and they, the oldest Air Force in the world. So 100 years in 1918, hence the name 1918. With a lot of the proceeds going to the Air Force Association. So,
oh, wonderful.
So there's all of these have a charitable angle to it, and it's about producing a watch which is quite fun from the front, but then something quite special on the back.
Tell me, you have different components in this rotor. Tell me a little bit about
So that's probably the hardest thing of the watch to make in a way. Is so when you turn the watch over, you'll see that there's actually 4 components, not usually used in watchmaking, integrated into the movement itself. And you've got original wood from the only surviving and flying SE5A, which is a First World War, sort of Spitfire of the First World War.
Okay.
But then you've also got 3 Battle of Britain aircraft, all integrated. But it's the craftsmanship it takes to put that into the watch that's the hard bit. So you're machining down the metal to very, very thin thickness, so 0.8, less than 0.8 of a millimeter, but it all has to be flat. The thing about watchmakers, it has to look nice.
Right.
But also has to work. You can't have bits flying off in the movement and stuff. So it
can't be too heavy.
It can't be too heavy, and it's got to be the right
balance.
Weight distribution for the movements.
So the wood that's in here is actually from a Spitfire.
That's from an SE5.
Oh, SE5.
So an SE5, which is like the Spitfire of the First World War, effectively. Okay. So it was the fighter of the First World War in terms of doing most of the work. But you can imagine trying to integrate that in a beautiful way, but that's all done in the UK, so that's
fabulous.
Yeah, it is quite nice thing to do.
And what does this series retail for? It's all in stainless steel?
Do you know, Roberta, you're asking the wrong person. I'm great in pounds. In dollars, I'm not very good. But no, so there's 3. There's actually, we've got 2 of them here, but there's actually 3 different colours. There's the stainless steel, which is the white dial. We've got we're doing 275 pieces out, so it's very low.
Very limited numbers.
Most of them, well, I think they're all sold out already. So this is the white gold. So the blue face is the white gold,
Which is stunning.
which is quite
from
pretty.
every
isn't it?
angle, this is a beautiful timepiece.
And it's obviously the movement is quite a fun one as well, because it's the AM/PM indicator, which we've taken famous scenes from the RF's history, and then put that into there. You've got this 12-hour GMT, which I love. I love the 12-hour GMT. And then the watch we haven't got here is the 75 rose gold, which are so it's very low numbers, but and in the UK they retail because of the work that's gone into them. It's a huge amount of work in all of them. The stainless steel is about £8,500, and then the gold, obviously they're not small watches, so the gold has got a chunk of gold, so there's 15 and 16, I think,
Okay.
those sort of prices.
Those are very good prices for what you're getting here.
Well, they've all become, as you know, these sort of Bremont limited editions, they all become sort of collectory type parts as well. So I think it's a different type of watch to probably your everyday watch, but a lot of people, many people do wear them every day.
I would wear that every day, especially this blue one. It just goes with everything I'm wearing today. But seriously, no, I think you guys are pilots yourselves, interested in vintage cars, and all of the passion you have for what your life is like all comes through in these watches. So,
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Bremont, British.